got transitions fine. Alright. Let's see how long it takes for Restream IO to kick in. Yep, and I'm live on here. And, of course, we're going to do a Twitch check. This is the worst part. You got to check all your sources during these tests. Alright, and I'm live here as well. Alright, and then we got cam focus again there. And of course, there we go. We're all set with that as well. We're gonna check the delay on that. Alright, yeah, I like that. I'm liking that a lot.
Still looking good.
Awesome. Alright, is the music overpowering? Can you tell? Or no? Watch me get clapped with the DMCA.
Not really. It's only if you have it on max.
Okay. If I need to lower it, I'll lower it some more. My voice is outpowering it though, right? It's overpowering it?
Yeah.
Alright.
You're fine.
We'll see if this website's good, you know. I'll share it, you know, but I got clapped with that free YouTube music, and that was hilarious. Yeah, that was really hilarious. Alright.
You ever get worried the copyright things might get to the point where like even wearing a t-shirt with a logo might get you flagged?
I'll be honest, it's been like that for the longest. So that's something we haven't really thought about in a while. Simply because if you think about it, when you would watch your favorite sitcoms, if you watch sitcoms, this is not the pen I need. I'm using my other pen. If you watch the any sitcoms such as like Full House, Family Matters, if you ever noticed, whenever they had some type of name brand, they always would put tape over it. So it's a thing still. They would put tape over it. Or I was watching Family Matters the other night, and it's when Steve and Carl get shrunk down. They did Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. And there was a big box of Pringles, but instead of it being called Pringles, it was called Bringles with a B. So I found that to be hilarious. Okay. Yeah. You mind do me a favor and send me a message in the chat?
Which one, on Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram. That's the main one. If this app actually works, I'll share the wealth. I'll put everybody onto this. Again, this is just a little short.
You got it?
Yeah, I got the thumbs up. Whoop, whoop. All right. Do you see my reply then? It's gonna say. It's gonna say that.
Yep. Got it.
Ooh wee. This is what I'm talking about. All right. Well, I might as well get some test doodling done then, if that's the case. Wow, we here, right? All right. I should finish this one, but nah. Um, Turn your pen on. Yeah, man. I feel like technology has come just wow far in terms of just the barrier to entry now. Remember back in the day where things would just lag if you had too big of a canvas. Back in when we were doing this, like 2009. Um, I don't know. The fact that I can fit something that could do three computers from when we were doing this back then worth of work in one. So
Hmm.
uh, I'm still ecstatic when it comes to this stuff. Yeah. So well, for pencils, let's do opacity. I think it was my pencil number 3. I was filling that one a lot. Yeah, it was pencil number 3. Hmm. All right. I'm still amazed that this even worked. That's crazy. And what's the best thing about this? Yeah, let me do something crazy. I'm gonna try a different. I'm gonna break anatomy real quick. What's amazing is people are selling like a lot. You know how people sell their newest devices first. Um, like they always sell their oldest device to get the newest devices first. But I notice it's less and less of a generational leap in performance. Um, so like the fact that the 6 can still do what it does. Granted, it can play some 2D games, but don't look for this
Hmm.
for gaming. From a gaming standpoint, if this is his rib cage right here, hold on. I'm bugging out real quick. Hold on. Here we go. Um, like I was able to play Stepmania. I was able to play Under Night and Skullgirls on this, but the dedicated GPU or the integrated GPU is really not the snuff. So some people would still prefer getting like a Razer laptop or something like that. Um, but if you can cop one of these, even used for a productivity device, companion device on the go, it's worth it. I think.
Hmm.
Yeah. Again, there's no rhyme or reason to what I'm drawing or how I'm drawing it. It's just a thing I'm doing. Alright.
Just doing the gumble gumble.
Yeah.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, what's wrong with him?
Again, no practical anatomy being applied right now. Just doodling for the sake of nah, I don't like that. I'm gonna use the subtle eraser this time around. Make sure it's right. Okay. You know what? Let's do my signature. Hold on. booty cheeks sticking out. We're gonna do it like that. Scribbly scrabblies. Let's see if we can turn this into anything, right? Well, didn't he be higher up? I don't know. Like I said, we'll figure this out as we go. I am twisted right now. Hold on. Yeah. I always draw the hand backwards. See, I could have easily been one of those guys who were drawing on Dragon Ball Super when they gave what's his name 2 left hands. They even did it in Dragon Ball, I think. Where Goku had 2 left hands or 2 right arms.
I think it happened in JoJo too.
Oh, did it? I can see how easily it could happen. This is crazy. That stuff is crazy, man. Alright, let's go right here. And again, I rough it out. You know, this ain't... Again... Like, I go back and fix it later. I just want to get an idea. I want him holding that. So, if I was doing that, yeah, so it'd be that, and then boom. Too big. There we go. And the thing is, instead of doing rough line, next layer, rough line, I saw a technique where the guy just used a subtle eraser like it was a real paper, and you just draw over it again. There's no point in going through layer after layer after layer if you have something as great as a subtle eraser, you know? So...
you gotta make it more convoluted.
So...
That's the only way to get the grease.
Yeah. And I'll work on the legs afterwards. So... that should be right there. Boom, boom. Again, we'll fix this up later once I get to the details of it all. Details.
Like I remember there's this one artist I like, Mark Rothko.
Mm-hmm.
So he worked in oils. He did but he went on the far end of abstract. Like he just focused on color, like just color. So in order to get the right pigmentation for his paint, it was actually to get rid of the rest of the paint. So he would he would do this weird thing. He would take the paints and put it in paint thinner and let the pigment go down to the bottom of the jar that he put it in, and that's what he would use.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Mark Rothko.
Oh, okay. Never heard of him, but again, you dabbled in real art where I stay chicken scratching the same stuff day in and day out. again, I do plan on using my canvases for something. Yeah, so we're gonna fix that. I'm gonna cut his legs off a little bit.
You gotta do the Rob Liefeld, no feet.
Again, but you see how like quick and easy, like all the tools are literally where you need them. You know, this is why I really like this app. Give him some shape right here.
Just watching like clips from old Jackie Chan movies. What do you think was the first movie of his you saw?
The first movie I saw with Jackie Chan was easily Rumble in the Bronx. That was being played non-stop.
I gotta be honest, I think that was mine too.
It was Rumble in the Bronx.
That might have been it.
Yeah, it was definitely Rumble in the Bronx, and then I think it was Drunken. I think it was Drunken Master. I think that was. I don't know if that's the name of the movie, but it was definitely that. And then it was that other. Wait, was Rumble in the Bronx the one where they had that big hovercraft?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that was definitely the first Jackie Chan movie I saw. 'Cause I thought that was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
I think the second one I think I saw might have been one of the Super Cop movies.
No, I didn't see that one. That's actually one of the movies I didn't see yet, and they played that all the time. Actually, that's supposed to go straight down. See, I've been reading, and this is the next thing. I'd rather be comfortable anatomically incorrect all the way through than partially, because I've been doing a lot of reading, and I read the How to Draw Comics, the Ultimate Guide, and like I was reading up on like the anatomy of your leg and your femur and whatnot, and all the bones and how they go straight down.
The body isn't joined the way people think it really is it?
No, it is not. And you see who's a D-bag by the way they try to flex their knowledge of like the full muscle terms, like the oblique something something and something meniscus. Like I finally learned how to draw a skull. I didn't realize the skull had so many subdivisions and whatnot. This guy's gonna have a fat butt. This is crazy. Again, I'll redefine all that stuff later. Let me draw some feet. Again, the way I do feet too, I just go the Sonic route. You know, I think Sonic, and then I'll fill it in later on. Again, this is just a test. Test. That needs to be up a little higher. Straighten it out a little bit. One thing I gotta figure out though is now I've noticed my screen has been getting, maybe it's the brightness, but even with brightness before, my screen gets very warm. Like my drawing tablet doesn't, but my Surface has been getting really warm lately, and I don't know why.
Wait, just the screen itself, or
yeah, the screen is
general?
Yeah, no, the screen is noticeably warmer. And again, I used to draw at this brightness all the time. Alright. I gotta twist his foot the other way. Again, I'll fix all of this. Because technically his foot shouldn't even be twisted that far out, considering the angle he's standing. That way, yeah. Again, I'll fix this later. This will give me something to draw for the week too. Like I'll do pages of like scribble scrabbles like this. All right, let's do the thing we all love the most, right? The face. And I'm looking that way.
I'll give you a slight challenge.
Yeah.
All right. How about you give him a slightly more longer face?
A longer face?
Yeah, from that angle.
Increase the size real quick. You always messing with me, Dave. Always messing with me. Alright. If that's the case, I'm going to go that route. Actually, hold on. Alright, we're gonna fill that. There we go.
So interesting thing I found out about manga artists.
What?
Right. You know how you're in the U.S. If they're still working traditional, some artists will sell their comic book pages here in the West, right?
Yeah.
Like the originals. Turns out over there, it's very uncommon for a manga artist to sell their pages.
Oh, really?
Apparently it's something they only do if they retire.
And we were talking about this last night. Like I want to get to a spot, and I still have drawings that like I deem absolute trash. Where, like, if somebody ever asked me, "Hey, can I have that? Or can I have a copy of that? Or can you draw that same thing for me? Or can I buy it off of you?" I wouldn't do it. There's certain pieces that I don't want replicated. I don't want anybody else to have them. You know, it's just the effort and yeah, it's the mindset that I was in when I came up with the idea. So, okay, we're gonna do that. Okay, boom, boom.
So, they're finally reprinting one of the weirder Jack Kirby series.
Which ones?
I think I told you about it like a couple weeks ago. OMAC.
Yeah, you mentioned it.
Yeah.
Any reason why?
They're reprinting that. You know, ever since the Centennial, they've been reprinting a lot of his stuff, even if it's coming out a little bit slow.
Yeah.
The messed up part is DC kind of acknowledges his contributions more compared to Marvel, which is what he basically built up himself.
That's my man. He made Darkseid. I don't care. Wait, did he have it was him and a few people, or was it just solely him who came up with the concept?
For New Gods?
Yeah.
That was just him. Actually, I can tell you a little bit. It's actually got an interesting history. I think I told you about it a little bit before, but for anyone listening, he originally intended New Gods to follow up Thor when he was over at Marvel. So his plan was after Ragnarok, or his version of Ragnarok, the gods die and the new gods come in. So there's actual concept art where he was going to pitch that to the Marvel heads. So you can see like some early versions of Orion, Mr. Miracle, Darkseid, like prototype versions, but they're basically the same version. They're basically the same ones he did in the 70s. Only like maybe some color variations or even weird things like Darkseid has visible ears. Yeah, but originally there's a good chance it could have been a Marvel property.
You serious? Oh.
Actually, even when he was at DC and started the Fourth World, first issue of New Gods, he throws in little hints that it was supposed to follow up Thor. So you can see little like silhouettes of certain characters, like on the battlefield.
Yeah.
Actually, I think if I remember correctly, he actually had the ideas I think as early as late '60s.
Oh,
Uh,
for
New Gods and
no
Fourth
guys, yeah.
World. Mhm.
Turn the flow up a little bit more, make it more visible, and then boom, give him the sleek eyebrows. And then of course my eyes that I like to draw. This might not even be the right canvas size, to be honest. It's all good. Oh no, that eye is twisted. Hold on. It's all digital, bruh. I'm gonna move that too. I don't feel like redrawing that. So, yes, I draw the whole
Actually,
oval.
there's a third level
To what?
to the New Gods thing. So after Kirby quit DC because they basically treated him the same way they did over at Marvel, he did work on an independent series he made called Captain Victory,
Mm-hmm.
and that's actually technically the follow-up to New Gods.
Let me ask you something. What got you so interested in Jack Kirby? Because I know if anybody's oh, I don't even want to use the word stan because the word stan is horrible.
Nah, there are people that know him even more than me. Like,
I think you appreciate his work a lot, just genuinely. Uh,
mm,
but what got you into
like,
Jack Kirby in
oh, what got me
particular?
into it? Like, I knew about him when when I was still a kid because I heard the name. It's one of those names you hear thrown around here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like, I think our biggest exposure was when we watched
Superman.
Superman the animated series.
Yep.
Remember, they gave that little memorial for Jack Kirby after that one particular episode.
Yeah.
So I knew the name from that, but I didn't really know much beyond that. Um, it actually wasn't until maybe college, like I had some free time in the library, so like I was just checking out like these different art books and stuff in the library, and they had this one section that was just Kirby, like a small section that was just Kirby stuff. Like, oh okay, I'll check this out randomly because I heard the name, and as I was looking through the stuff, I was like, oh damn, this is really good. I think that was by the point I was starting to get more of an interest in abstract art, and since his art is so stylized, like kind of just spoke to me.
Mm.
So from there, I kind of just started looking at more stuff on my own.
Flip your canvases, y'all.
Because legitimately, he was a genius. Like, unfortunately, I don't think he gets anywhere near the recognition he should be.
You mean like on the level of like Stan Lee and whatnot?
Yeah, like that's a whole other debate. Like about how much Stanley actually did contribute to the creation of stuff.
Well, be careful now. You don't want to have people find you. You can't sacrilege.
Mm. Here, I'll give you an example. Okay, do you know how those comics were made in the '60s? The so-called Marvel method.
What do you mean? What's that?
Right. So basically, the idea was, like someone plots out the thing, you give it to the artist, they draw it out, and the writer once again fills in the dialogue after the rough layouts are done.
Yeah.
But most of the time, it was really just Jack plotting out the things himself and doing the art. So it kind of just seems Stanley just filled in the dialogue, even though the story was done.
So
and that's where things get iffy. It's because it kind of seems more like it's Kirby already did the work, and it was just embellishments from Stan.
Yeah.
Especially the dialogue, if that's what he's filling in. But it's a lot of hearsay, because, this is over decades ago, too, so you wouldn't really know unless you were in the room, right?
Yeah.
But you can still infer things, because a lot of the things that popped up in 60s Marvel, Jack had already been working on beforehand, like the Thing in the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Kirby had been doing monster books for, well, they weren't Marvel yet, they were Atlas Comics, the precursor before they changed the name to Marvel. And during the 50s, he was just working on monster books, and The Thing, which is after, is kind of a holdover from that time he was working on those monster books. Except he made him a hero. And he goes another step. What made the Fantastic Four interesting was it focused a lot on the personal relationships in the team.
Yeah. Which,
like some other Kirby scholars think, actually came from his work on romance comics that he worked in the 50s, because the superhero comics weren't always popular. So romance comics filled that in the 50s, and he's one of the people that pretty much created that genre. And that focused obviously on interpersonal relationships, and that's what kind of set the Fantastic Four apart, because they already had experience working on that kind of stuff.
Well, let's see if this music gets copyrighted. I don't really need the music. It's just it pissed me off so much. That's like I said. That's why I'm working on making beats and whatnot. But it just sucks that you can't use anything nowadays. But such is life, right?
Yep. We're about to get arrested for YouTube crimes.
Pretty much. No. So I actually used to get right now, Kakaider's playing in my head when I'm doing this guy, just a little bit. That's what I'm thinking when I want to do spikes and whatnot.
About that show, was it new, or there 3 different versions of that show that aired?
I don't know. I only saw the one that was on Adult Swim.
No, I don't know if I'm thinking.
Unless you're talking about Cyborg Zero.
No. It was still Kakaider, but there was 3 different versions of it that played just completely different storylines. Because I could have sworn I saw 3 or 2 different endings for Kakaider. I don't know if I'm just imagining it.
No, you definitely are, because I would have remembered that. You already know I'm up on that. I finally acquired Outlaw Star, so I'm gonna give that a watch through. You know, because I never really liked it. It was that Tenchu, the Tenchu series I didn't like, and it was just the way it looked to me. I never actually gave it a solid chance. Again, you know, me being young and naive. If you don't see a million things blowing up on screen and the guy with electricity around his face, no, I don't want to watch that. At least that's what my mindset was when I was younger. Um, like I don't even think I would have sat through some of the anime I've sat through now, just because. Like now I'm in the opposite vein. Like I don't want to watch a show where everybody's screaming and powering up for 30 minutes straight. Like I like Onihei. Onihei was definitely a good series. I can't tell you what it's about because you know my memory is crap. All right. I don't draw happy characters.
What's a smile?
I'm gonna fix that. I don't like that. Yeah, once I go in, I'll detail all of this up. I'm gonna fix his hand, his broken hand, his thumbs. Alright. Alright, so I've been on for what, 30 minutes? So I'll do another 15 minutes and end it. So far everything seems to be working though, so I'm happy.
Actually, let me check the Instagram stream one more time.
Make sure it didn't cut out, right?
Yeah.
It's still there?
Yeah, it's still there.
Alright, cool. So let's see if I remember the breakdown of a hand. Your thumb is a triangle. Da, da, da. And of course you have your digits. Don't.
And sometimes I look at like anatomical drawings of like of like the bone structure of the hand, and I'm thinking, man, why do boxers do what they do? Doesn't seem like a good idea.
Yeah. And then you have that should be there. And actually, I want that to be like that. And of course, when in doubt, pinky out. Nah, we're gonna have to. Yeah. Pinky will be hidden. And look, boom, your bones, right? You see that? Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I didn't realize how many bones you've had that you have in your feet. You know, when people say, "Oh yeah, I broke the bones in my foot," I'm like, "What do you mean you broke the bones? Isn't it like 3 big old bones?" Nope. I don't know if I heard right. It's like you have a couple hundred bones or close to a couple hundred bones in your feet alone. So you got the triangle and then one divot. Alright. Again, I'll fix this later. Obviously, this is completely disjointed. Like, I'm a really messy sketcher when it comes to roughing it out. You know what? I like this. Hold on. Just for the hair, I'm gonna be bougie and do a completely different layer. Can you tell the difference? Let's see. Nope, still similar. Let's go this route. There we go. Do I want that? You know how when they sweat and they're losing their cool and the little random strand of hair falls from their edge where the gel should be holding it up? I love that look. I'll play around with hair like this all day. Like I'll just, do I want long hair? Do I want short hair? I think this guy needs short. No, I think I want to give him long cape-like hair.
Mm.
I don't know.
You get little quirks like that. Do you know what the one like thing from the anime from the '90s I find very amusing when it
What?
does pop up? It's this thing that only occurred in anime from that time. Very specific stylistic choice. It's like the cheek would like jut out very far.
You mean like this? Hold on.
Like in really weird ways too.
I'm talking about like the super banana cheek.
Yeah, kind of like that. Like
I
sometimes it would
love
be
that anime.
even more exaggerated.
Yeah, that's the type of anime I love. Nah, he doesn't need long hair. Yeah, nah, I'm giving him long hair. Oh, my glove has a hole in it, I think, or something conductive on it. I want my money back. Again, I'm just playing around with potential hair. Obviously, I'm not gonna do that.
Nah, it's already on there. You gotta go for it.
So I'm trying not to block the bird's eye camera.
Nah, you're still good.
Alright, so we got the boom, the boom, boom. Maybe. Nah, see, it's now I'm thinking Android. I'm thinking Android 18 or Super 17 now. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. I didn't even create the new layer. Okay. I'm telling you, I'm gonna start a new series. Wrong layer Wednesdays. Let's give him some real jacked up hairline. Always got him doing dirty with the hairline.
Are you doing full slick back hair?
Thinking about it. Maybe like one ponytail or whatever the case may be.
You know, I saw something funny. Do you know the company Storm Collectibles?
No.
Alright, so they're an action figure company, but recently they tend to focus more on fighting games. Uh, they did a character recently for from Samurai Showdown. The main guy, the
Oh, the
guy with the really exaggerated ponytail and
Yeah.
fringe. You know, it's not until you see these things in in actual 3 dimensions that you realize how certain stylistic things just look really, really silly.
Yeah, they break down.
Yep.
Alright, so I know where I'm gonna go with this. So I'll work on some more tomorrow, I guess. And of course, I will have a real reference in front of me because I'm doing this off the brevity of just testing this new setup. Some superhero of sorts or something, I don't know. This guy's all over the place. I don't know what this is. I'll sleep on it. Alright, I'll put the details in. But yeah, that was a good test. Granted, my drawing area is a little dark, but alright. Well, that was all a good test. And we're gonna end that. See y'all later.
Yep.